Day 18 of 100 Days of Surrender. Ooh. All right. I've been pouring all of my attention into the retreat that starts today, actually. So I'm hosting a virtual retreat for the next 3 Saturdays that is fucking amazing. It's 20 years of downloads and my crazy journey. So I'll share a quick little bit of that and then what I really want to say. What I really, really want to say is if someone had told me 5 years ago, 10 years ago, let's go with 10 years ago, that I would be teaching 100 people how to completely transform their lives using quantum physics, quantum entanglement, using easy, applicable, sustainable tools to completely rewrite the outcome of their life, I probably would have fell down. I would have been like, what? Like, yes, please. Never knew that this is where my journey was going to go. So, point one, 10-year ago, you, what do they need to hear from you right now? Because mine would have done, I would have sold my soul for this shit. Like, no joke. Um, I would have done anything, literally anything. And so, what is 10 year ago you? What would they do well to hear from you today? So I want you to do that. I did that this morning. I get this vibration. I've shared this before, but there's like this vibe, literally vibrates a little bit in my core, and my navel chakra feels like it's just like expanding. It's very euphoric. And it vibrates all the way up, and then my bottom teeth kind of hum a little bit or vibrate a little tiny or ache almost. And when that happens, I know two things. One, I am in absolute alignment. Two, that's going to be a good day. Oh, something's coming down the pipeline. So I woke up with that this morning, and I am like very excited and honored to be hosting this retreat and supporting souls and getting as far as I've gotten. Do I know what's next? Absolutely fucking not. But I know where I am, and I'm a chick who's figured it out. So I really want you to do some reflecting. Second piece, big piece of information that I really want you to own. Your mind cannot conceive the impossible. It can't. So if you can conceive it within your mind, within your thoughts, within your imagination, you absolutely can receive that 100%. It's how universal law works. So I want you to get caught up in a little bit of daydreaming. I don't want you to reside in that daydream. I did that. That's not how it works. For years, I sat in that daydream of like, I'm a published author and I speak on stages and da da da. And as soon as I let go of that and move back into the flow of now, the unfolding of the curiosity is key. The curiosity of the unfolding of what's the next step for me to continue my evolution, AKA awakening. So I stayed in curiosity. That's when things really, really took off. And then understanding what I understand now about how frequency energy works, universal laws, and quantum entanglement. So boom, you can hyperspeed that stuff. It's great. So your mind cannot conceive the impossible. I really want you to own that. If you can conceive a healthy, rewarding relationship, if you can conceive soul purpose, if you can conceive ease and freedom financially, you can receive that. I promise you. I'm a master at that. That's something that I've really got honed in. Now, with all of that, I'm trying to think of the other thing I really wanted to say. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to reflect on your evolution. Okay. I want you to take some space to be like, oh my God, this is where I am. Like, this is incredible. And the craziest things will happen. So, one, you don't need to know what's next, it will happen. You can have a vision, but I promise you it will be better than that. 100%. Trust the unfolding, which is so hard to do. That's the hardest thing for a human to do, is become the vibration of trust. But your journey will unfold at the rate in which it's sustainable for you, you can't go from where you are to fully vision. It's an unfolding. So trust that journey. And when you arrive into that vision, like, I mean, the vision never stops either, right? Like, you're like, oh, now I've got this, and you keep expanding it. But when you arrive at that initial vision, you'll look back and see how absolutely every single thing that you've endured or experienced or aligned with has been in your favor. So here's a quick recap of what happened for me. I started in sales at a very young age, very, very young age. And because of that, I learned extensive people skills. I learned how to hone my psychic gift, my intuition, into connecting and creating conversation. I learned open-ended questions. I learned how to listen. I learned how to be present and absorb to find a solution. Beautiful. It brought me out of my shell. I was super, super, can you believe it? I was really shy and a crazy introvert before moving into sales, like terrified of people. My anxiety, social anxiety, not doing it, like, oh my God. So that was really healthy for me to experience a life in sales. That quickly moved into a lot of different roles. So sales facilitation, which then moved into sales, creating sales programs or techniques, which then moved into program structure. So now I have the gift and the ability to truly write phenomenal programs. So that was a huge gift for where I am right now. And I can support my mentors in writing their programs. Really awesome gift that I got. I did some PR with celebrities for a while. That showed me that I do not want that high life, that's for sure. Didn't enjoy that. I burnt out pretty quick, but also I can stand in a room with high-end people and everybody's human. I'm not fazed by any of that, which really, I think, supported my journey into not being egotistical with my drive, not aching for being in public eye or wealthy or the stupid shit that's eventually going to go away anyway. So it sort of reframed my approach to what I do now, which is beautiful, another gift. I was a personal trainer for a long time and a nutritionist. Did very well with that. Started off real quiet, but then sort of got tangled into a couple of things. And one of my clients, when I was a personal trainer, was a professor at a very well-known university and teaching psychology and a lot of different avenues, and believed in my vision so much that got me into the course for my certifications that I have now, which I'm not going to talk about because I don't think they matter. I don't think that you have to have letters after your name in order to make change in the world. So that's something that I've put aside. I'm not going that route. I'm too unorthodox anyway. So, but the education I needed to mentor my mentors and to help people change their lives, boom, here, because someone believed in me. I always followed that push. And there's a couple of times in my life where finances were excessively tight. And so I would lean back into taking on a couple of personal training clients, or I was an interior designer for a long time too. I don't know how that's applicable to this, but anyway, just a passion of mine. But I would take on a couple of clients because finances would get tight. And because of that, I ended up with the education that I have. Works in mysterious ways, doesn't it? Yeah, so it's like, that's the bulk of it anyway. But what I want you to do is I want you to trust. Also, the hardships, having a lot of disharmony in my body, being sexually abused extensively, having a narcissistic person raise me, having a narcissistic partner, having a physically abusive partner, not losing custody of my kids, but fighting for custody of my kids, going through the nastiest divorce on the planet. I shared that in an earlier video. Being very, very poor, being homeless, being very, very wealthy, being moderately famous, being a nobody, starting over. I can resonate. Everything that I've endured allows me to truly resonate with who I'm working with. And there's some trauma that we go through. And I don't think that I would be as well equipped or qualified to navigate and support someone through some of those tremendous challenges if I had not endured and found my way through those challenges. So I do believe that when it comes to soul purpose or soul mission, what you have endured is a piece of that. And you get to choose how you bring that to the world in whatever fashion you decide to bring that to the world. And I know that it's hard, but we came here to feel. We came here to explore and discover what does humanity require in order to move into our birthright of ease and freedom. What does humanity require? That's been my outlook for a long time. Every time I go through something, I'm like, I'm learning what humanity requires right now. I understand. And I haven't had yet. The only thing I truly haven't experienced a lot of is the passing away of someone close to me. I lost my grandmother, who was my person, my gypsy sister, my cheerleader, my lean into. She's transitioned over, so that's the only death that I've experienced, if you want to call it death. And that is the worst feeling. Like your heart actually hurts. But I've had that little experience. I haven't had a tremendous amount. And I think that's the only spot where I really can't resonate with someone fully if you've had a tremendous amount of loss in your life. I have a little awareness of how painful just one person is, not alone a multitude. So the point, everything you're going through is all part of your purpose, my love. Everything. And when you reflect back in 5 or 10 year intervals of them, who you were 5, 10 years ago, I'm very certain that they would have done anything to have the awareness that you have now. Mine sure would have, that's for sure, even 5 years ago. It's been a big 5 years for me. The last 5 years, last 8 years have been super transformational, but the last 3 to 5, well, I guess every year in the last 5 years, it's like, holy crapshoot, like a different version of my reality in such a beautiful way. There's so much evolution happening. So I want you to just lean into that, knowing I want you to really, truly, really, truly, please believe that if your mind can conceive it, you absolutely can receive it. It's just learning how to align with that and learning how to transform any vibrational blockages that you have to that or resistance that you have to that. And that is all. All right. Happy reflecting. Get all up in it. Get all the feels going. Move into gratitude for your evolution, your awareness, because that is a megaphone for expansion. Let me tell you, gratitude is amazing, but it's not about writing a list of gratitude. It's about becoming the frequency vibration of it. All right. That's all I'm going to ramble on about today. Have the best Saturday. I am logging on to my retreat in 15 minutes. So excited. I'm like jittery. I'm so excited. Not nervous, just real excited. Have the best Saturday. Remember you are loved and continue to be brave, bold, so raw. I love you guys.